Fortnite is a confusing game. There's so many things in this game that make me question what goes through the mind of Epic Games employees. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. I genuinely cannot fathom the thought process that lead to some aspects of the game. So shout out to the employees, because they're either the smartest people I've ever met or in need of some serious help. But they've made a fun game, so at the end of the day, they're winning. However, there's still one thing in this current season of Fortnite that makes absolutely no sense to me. And it's not because it's bad, not because it's good either, it's just really confusing. I'm talking about them bringing the bush back. I feel like I don't need to explain what that is. I think it's safe to say that most people know what the bush item is. Bushes were added back in Season 1 of Chapter 1. That's 2017. These things were added to the game when people were fighting over who had the coolest fidget spinners. That was 9 years ago, by the way. That's kind of crazy. But I'm getting sidetracked. At the time, it made perfect sense because these same bushes that you could wear were also scattered around the map. Seriously, they were everywhere. People weren't so sweaty that they memorized every bush location, and so it worked pretty well. But if you've played Fortnite at any point since like 2020, you know that that's not really the case anymore. In Chapter 7, these bushes spawn nowhere on the map naturally. It kind of raises the question of why the heck can I put one on my head and pretend that I'm blending in perfectly? Whenever anyone wears one, they stick out like a sore thumb. No one's ever gonna fall for that. For some reason, despite everything I just said, bushes are not actually that bad, even in the big 2.6. I mean, they're still legendary rarity, and honestly, that's not that crazy. Dare I say, it's kinda valid. If you've ever used one, which I assume most people have, you know that they can take a hit of any amount of damage, meaning that you can get sniped right in the skull and walk away completely unscathed. That's really good. I swear, if Fortnite were to introduce a new shield item that did the exact same thing as the bush, people would probably call it overpowered and complain until it was removed. Or until some big name content creator makes a tweet about how much they hate it. But they'd never remove something because of that, right? But that should tell you all you need to know about the bush being pretty good. Although, do you remember how I said that no one was ever going to fall for someone pretending to be in a bush that wasn't even on the map? Let's just say that that might not entirely be the truth. I swear, there seems to be some weird correlation between how sweaty a player is and how likely they are to just walk right by you when you're wearing a bush. Now, I'm not about to run an experiment defining variables and all that. I really couldn't care less. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it. I'm being so serious when I say I have sat in a bush while some superhero skin in all grey with an F&CS pickaxe has just run right by me. And if you've ever come across those players, you know that they don't touch grass very often. You know that their mother begs them to drink some water and finally put down the Mountain Dew. I swear, it's like some players are trained to only look for movement and don't give a second thought to anything else. It works in the favour of most players, because if people are gonna be dumb, well then that just works better for you. Not to mention that in zero build, these things are even better. Obviously you can't build cover in zero build, it's literally in the name. But if you're running in the open and get shot at, that bush is gonna make a big difference. Now look, I don't play zero build that much, so I can't really speak from experience, but if you have, let me know how good you found the bush, because I feel like it would be really helpful, to be honest. Of course though, this is Fortnite, and Epic Games struggle to make their game glitch-free. And so there's been some problems with the bush, especially now that it's been brought back, which only just adds to the confusion of this item being in the game. Basically, what happens is, it's possible when you use the wingsuit while having a bush on and a shot at, you can still take damage, but you keep the bush on for some reason. I feel like this is just them bringing back an old item and not properly coding it to correspond with newer items, but I, again, don't have any proof for that. All in all, it just makes this item so confusing, because it feels so out of place in the current state of Fortnite, and doesn't actually make any sense for it to be here, but it's here, and it's not actually bad. But the ways in which it's good, I don't think were the priorities for Epic when introducing this back in the game. I don't even know why it's been brought back. I heard that it had something to do with the Super Bowl halftime show, but I don't know if that's true or not. Despite all this, if you find one, always put it on, because from using it, I can say, and I think most other people can say, that it's going to do more harm than good, even in 2026, strangely enough. As always, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to let me know either through a comment or a like. Even if you didn't like the video, you can let me know in the comments. I'm willing to take on feedback as long as no one's rude about it. I see every comment, so whatever you say won't go unnoticed, I can promise you that. And if you feel like it, the option to subscribe is always there. Now real quick, I just want to say a quick thank you since I surpassed 100 subscribers, all from talking about jiggle physics in Fortnite, which is still hilarious and both unreal for me. But it seriously does mean a lot, and it's motivated me to try to improve on my videos. So yeah, I said this in my last video, but I feel like I need to say it again, so from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and I'll see you all next time.